to try, anybody do 13 already? Did we do page 13 already? Hands up if you did it, because then we can give you like a hand. Raver, you did it? Anybody else? Crickets. That's all I hear. If we had crickets. Okay. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to figure this one out because it's an old exam question. All right, in the interest of time, let's see how you did. So Bruce is 24 years old, graduated from college when he was 20, and since has worked full-time, also made some investments. So his advisor gave him an update on his portfolio. So portfolio, you should understand, it's like a briefcase with a bunch of investments in it. And so we've got low-risk mutual funds. The emphasis on low risk, when they say that, right, it's like, okay, low risk. Guaranteed investment certificate, we know that as a GIC, right? So in this case, they actually spelled it out. And bonds. If you watch the video, I talk about bonds. This is an old exam. There are no more bonds anymore in Canada. Do you know what a bond is? The US still has them. You basically loan the government money. So you say, hey, I'm going to buy a $10,000 bond. They take your money to invest and do whatever they need to do to run the government, and they pay it back to you with interest. So it's actually pretty safe. So I would say you can make a little note that it is on the safe side. Okay. What is the overall rate of return on Bruce's investment? So rate of return, no matter how you put it, it's basically earnings. In this case, I would say earnings compared to investments times 100. That's one way of putting it. The rate of return I told you is probably interest. One of them is interest over principal times 100. That's also another way of putting it. I want you to be comfortable because interest, when you invest, that's what you earn. Okay, so same thing. Rate of return, therefore, is I'm going to take the 100. When there's a plus, it's what you've gained, right? Plus the 220, plus the 180. So that's money that you've earned, right, in the market. And then this would just be what you've put in, okay? So you put all of that in like that, and then at the end you multiply that by 100. So the top gives you $500, and the bottom gives you $12,000 times 100. And that ends up being 4.17%. Not a very good investment if you ask me. That's very low. That's not an interest rate. Okay, that's not an interest rate. That's how much you've gotten back based on what you've put in. So that's what I'm saying here. Do you think that Bruce's investment portfolio is appropriate for him at this stage of life? Justify your answer. State your assumptions. What do you think? 24. Is his portfolio high risk? It's not very high risk. No, I appreciate you answering, because students, you don't invest necessarily. So low risk mutual fund, hint, hint, low risk, right? Guaranteed investment certificate, what do we know about it? It's very low risk. Bonds, I just told you that it's pretty safe. So all of his investments are very low risk. That's why he's getting so little return for his money. So to be honest, if you explain it well, there's not one right answer. I'm not kidding here. If you said yes, he may not be willing to risk too much, I think you would still get the mark, but I will say no, since he still has a long time to go until retirement. He should increase the risk level in order to earn more on his investments. Okay? He's still young, can still, even if he risks and he loses a little bit, he can still recover. Okay? Time is on your side, guys. Please go and invest, even if it's on a safe investment. I'm not asking to risk, but put money aside already. Because let me tell you, things are getting super expensive. I'm sure your parents talk about that all the time. All right. I'm going to stop this one here. It was just a random